The
All
6 and the 8
right.
look like the same without my glasses.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm getting old, damn it. Don't
Velma.
blame me.
Velma lost her glasses. Oh no. Velma got bent over. Oh no.
Oh, but she got
Maybe should
back.
have had her glasses.
But think about like Velma's like old attire, bro. It's like this over like big sweater with like no pants. It's like
Yeah,
even more slutty than Daphne, in my opinion.
bro. Yeah, that's you have to look at that and just think, um, what's the actual agenda? Are they trying to capture the ghosts, or are they trying to frame the ghosts for something? You know,
That's interesting.
I think
I don't
there's,
know
I think
because you.
I think, oh. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Velma and Daphne. Okay,
Okay.
here's the deal. They're plants, and they're plants to blackmail, right? Politicians. Ah, because
Ah.
they caught a few politicians. What's going on, Fish? They caught a few politicians, right?
Oh, and
And
Fred is
this
the one
and
with the connections because he
Mhm.
looks like the type of guy that's in the club. You know what I mean? And Shaggy and Scooby are like, those like cops that look like drug dealers, but they're actually undercover.
I don't know. I would assume that Shaggy is a Vietnam vet.
It makes perfect sense, man.
Just by how he reacts. All right. Okay. anyways, let's get to what we were talking about, so we don't absolutely derail the whole purpose.
Hi, internet.
What is going on, guys? Thanks for joining today. We have um um Mike.
Me.
There we go. I blanked for a minute. We have Mike back on. Hi
Oh,
guys,
you're good, brother.
don't think I forgot Mike's name. I'm watching you out there. Don't you dare say that I forgot his name. You
You
have
know what?
been summoned.
I'll be
One
honest. I
shot.
actually forgot your name, like Loki.
Nico. Uh,
Oh, Nico.
no, that's not my name. That's not my name.
Oh, because I was about
No,
to make fun of you.
we have a couple of
Hey,
family
Nico,
members.
let's go bowling.
Hey, Nico, come down here. We got to go and talk to
Have you ever
this
played
man.
GTA 4?
GTA. Oh, of course, I've played GTA 4, bro.
Best game.
I will write it down next time. Thanks, Nico, for the. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So, guys, what we're talking about today is there's some big news. Some big news that have come out in the past day or so, and
Big.
massive, huge news. Other than Trump blowing Bubba, that was an AI image, of course, but um,
Or is it a horse that Maxwell she named, right?
oh,
So
I
which one did he blue?
both.
The horse or the man
I would be surprised if it was both of them.
at the same time?
Probably at
Uh,
the same time, both
there's
on
gotta
both.
be there's gotta be footage of that somewhere. There's gotta be like somewhere.
I
It's
would have.
probably in the Vatican.
I don't
You know,
know,
in the
man.
state.
I don't think it would be in the Vatican. I think it would be I think it would be with the usual suspects. Um. Anyways, okay, so Mike, stop derailing us here.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, so big news, right? Apparently, Candace Owens had an attempt on her, an assassination attempt by a foreign nation, and that was ordered by the president of France. So, Nico, my lazy bum, don't watch the news. And grinds on Arc. Well, hey, look, buddy. On Mondays we do political stuff, and then the weekends is when we usually do gaming. So buckle up. We got some stuff for you. So, and it's good because yeah, the it does get exhausting for the news. It absolutely does. So I don't blame you guys for hearing the things that you see on the news and absolutely turning it out, because it's absolutely depressing. That's all that is on the news anymore, is negative stuff anyway. So I get that, but we have to
We
talk about
filter
it.
out the bloat.
We try to, we try to. So, but that's what we're talking about today. Um, nice, man, nice. Okay, so what I want to do with you guys today is to we're gonna cover Valhalla VFT's video, and then we're gonna go over to X, and then we're gonna go over to an article here. All right. Because not only we were talking about Candace today, we're talking about for those of you who are Americans, a very possible war with Venezuela.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
funny.
yeah. So it is very possible because, well, we have, what I think, 3 attack ships already there. 10% of our naval fleet is over there, and yeah, it's getting super serious. So,
Which already that 10% can take over a country by itself.
oh, 100%.
Yeah, an aircraft carrier could do a lot of damage. A lot.
Oh, it could do absolutely massive damage. Let's see if we can. Okay, so we'll bring that up here, and then all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
That's exactly what you want through a tradecraft assassination attempt. You want zero tieback, especially through nation to nation. It's extremely important for things like this.
Oh, hey guys, real quick, are we doing okay for audio? Are we doing all right for audio? You're as American as ICE thinks you are. I think so. They're actually kind of rounding up people who aren't, and so they're getting into hot water there. Okay, good, awesome.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And if you haven't been following Candace Owens' recent stuff, it's getting crazy out there because she just put out a post the last couple days claiming that there is a credible and bought and paid for assassination plot out on her life by essentially the French government. And now a lot of people right out the gate said, oh, this is just Candace being Candace. She's being bombastic. She's being over the top. However, when I read this post, immediate striking things jumped out to me, given my background and my career, mainly the French units involved. Very, very interesting stuff that maybe make this more credible than everybody's realizing. Okay, so I know a lot of people don't know how all these, high-level tier 1 military units and all this stuff works, but I'm your guy for that, and I'm going to walk you through it and talk a little bit about where this threat is potentially coming from. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Let's jump into it and see how potentially credible this assassination plot really is. All right, so first thing we got to do, of course, look at the actual post that Candace put out, and I'm going to break the whole thing down in detail following that. All right, here we go. All right, Candace says, urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, obviously Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron, I have deemed the information they gave to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Oh, yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. That's going to be very important. That'll be the first thing we cover. I am told there is one Israeli that is...
Hang on, Eric. You said that was from 2020. What was from 2020? This post here. Are you talking about this post here? Didn't a similar thing happen with not with foreign nations, right? Because that would that's also interesting too. There was some, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was some incredibly weird stuff going on with Brooks, because when Brooks was shot, typically what happens when a Oh, okay, gotcha. When a crime like this happens with assassinations for high profile individuals, what you'll see is, three-letter agencies, the CIA, FBI, whatever. They'll come in, they'll clean up, right? The thing is, um, it won't really be them doing it. They'll oversee it, but they'll usually have third parties come and clean up. What's interesting with this case with Brooks is that the FBI was actually caught themselves cleaning up the situation. And this was with the assassination attempt on Trump. So that's extremely interesting. But that was with our own people, right? That was with one of our own. This is something different, okay? And it's the same thing with Kirk, right? There's all kinds of evidence pointing towards foreign nations being involved with Kirk's assassination. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, since Candace has been talking about this for a long time now, right, and constantly bucking against the FBI's narrative, there are some red flags that have been showing up. Okay. I mean, there have been a lot of things that Candace has talked about, and there have been evidence that she's shown too, right? She's shown flight logs, pictures, videos of text messages, stuff like that. Let's see, Eric. Yeah, but when Candace started this, she said it was Trump. Well, what she said was is that he was betrayed by everyone, right? That's what she said. She was betrayed by everyone. And here's the thing. When you see Erica Kirk's reaction to the fact that she lost her husband, and then you also see her grabbing a handful of hair with J.D. Vance, right, as he's grabbing her hips, and then saying that my husband can't be replaced, but, right?
That's a big butt.
That's a massive butt. That's a massive butt, right? It kind of you kind of really start thinking, why is it that she's acting that way? And why is it that every single time she appears on a show, now it could be that she is, she's putting on a face and she's being, very studious, or not studious, but very what's the word I'm looking for?
Respectable.
Not respectable, stoic. That's the word I'm looking for. I see more evidence there from Candace. Okay. Are you talking about the conversation here? That's what I imagine. Or are you talking about Valhalla? Because Valhalla, bro's got the receipts. He has the receipts. That's for sure. But what's really interesting to me is just how everyone has been acting, right? We're not getting any transparency from the FBI. Matter of fact, the very head of the FBI, the clown that he is, Kash Patel, he's actively attacking people online for this stuff. Right.
Which is pretty interesting. I mean, like, why would he go on the offense for being, the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Shouldn't he investigate?
Yeah, he absolutely should. Here's the thing. I can't really say either way if she's connected or not. But some people within, and there was a whistleblower from TPUSA that came out and spoke with Candace, I believe, and was talking, or was it Tucker? I can't remember which one. But it was one or the other, and this person was saying that Erica acts very differently than what she does on stage, right, in front of a camera, in front of an audience, in front of the public, right. That she flashes rings, that she flashes her status, and there are a lot of things that are coming out about her specifically having ties to Trump well before she even met Charlie, being a part of the modeling industry. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And then there was there's the stuff about the stuff in Romania, and the trafficking and stuff like that. And so I can't really say one way or the other because I for myself don't have the concrete evidence to really say one way or the other. And so at this point, it's kind of speculation. But
But the evidences are there, and it's strange that how all of these people knew each other before all of this.
yeah,
It's like it's a
yeah.
small world.
I mean, it seems as though, and this is just my opinion, but it seems as though that all of this is way more interconnected than what we think. Um, so that could
Yeah,
connect. I could send you, hey, bro, you're more than welcome to send some evidence over. Absolutely, and we will absolutely talk about that for sure.
nothing
Um,
wrong with sharing the truth.
oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, we're here to talk about truth. Um, so, but what Candace was saying, and this was the whole thing between Candace, Ian Carroll specifically, and Steven Crowder, right? Because Steven Crowder was really attacking Candace. Because look, I understand where Crowder was coming from, right? Because she made a really huge claim, right? That Trump, the Trump administration, his wife, everyone he knew betrayed him. Right. That's a pretty substantial claim. Right. But you look again. You look deeper into it, and it's pretty interesting. The donors pulling out. The donors intimidating him, threatening him. Right.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
So if the allegations of her saying that the French government is out to kill her, right,
Mm-hmm.
from Macron because of all of her whistleblowing about his so-called wife, right? If this was false, wouldn't that be defamation?
Yeah.
And wouldn't that mean that the French government can sue her privately in court if this was fake and false?
I think that's exactly what they're doing right now. Um,
Okay. Well, I'm interested to see the trial because, as much as Candace has those crazy eyes, I don't think she's a liar.
yeah. I Here's the thing. I don't really now. There are some things. Oh, sorry, guys. There are some things that just does not look right. With Candace, especially the religious stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the religious stuff. When she started talking about spirituality and dreams and stuff, I was like, well, I'm just gonna turn off. I'm just gonna turn this off now.
Yeah,
but
I don't blame you.
but the things that she does talk about does make a bunch of sense. It does make a bunch of sense. Um, let's see here. Um, okay, so I did see I did see in somewhere that there was a pursuing of sue or there was some intent to sue. I do remember I was seeing that somewhere. It might not have been this tweet here, but
Okay.
um this is something that I did want to look at.
Not
But
denial. Wait, it
after
says it right there. Hold on. I saw it before. Uh, where is it? No, I saw not denial somewhere.
um
No, wait, maybe go up if you don't mind. Yeah, there. And his response, not denial, not damage control. He's straight up threatening nuclear World War III. Huh. Okay.
oh yeah, that's right, because there think here in the tweet there was talk about him nuking the Russia Ukraine peace deal. I don't know if this is a little further on down or not. Um, but let's see. Um,
Macron views her reporting as an attack on France, so hit squads, ultimatums, now clear, saber rattling. How long can they? Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. When Candace revealed Trump personally called her to drop the Bridget story. Why? Because Macron was using it to leverage, using it as leverage. My bad. Muzzle your attack dog, Candace, or we'll torpedo the Russia Ukraine peace deal. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. I find that super interesting. But Valhalla, being prior military himself, talks quite a bit about um, the uh, the French Legionnaire, which is multinational, kind of mercenary kind of deal. Okay,
Yeah, the white hats, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know what these guys look like per se. So, uh, but that is incredibly interesting to me. If Candace is lying about this, then we'll find out if she gets sued.
There you
You
go.
know, that's the fastest way to know if Candace is lying about everything she's talking about. Because if she is, she'll get sued into oblivion, and then we'll know right there, right? So, but let's go ahead and continue Valhalla here.
On the assassination squad and plans were formalized. And this is going to be important, and I'll explain how this is possible here in a minute as well. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion, and this is important, she left out a very important thing here, the French Foreign Legion, 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. We're going to deep dive that too. This is the most interesting part of the entire post right here that most people have no idea the relevance to the French Foreign Legion and how this could all tie into a potential assassination attempt on her life. Okay. She goes on to say, journalist Javier Pissarrod's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants both of us dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted since the source claims our leaders are aware. That's a massively bold claim. But I have more specific information which is definitively verifiable should they care to reach out to me. To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you truly. Let all be revealed. So obviously these are massive claims by Candace. The fact that a foreign nation's president has planned and approved an assassination plot on her life. Not only that, but our leaders, I'm assuming she means the Trump administration, is also aware of this and has greenlit this. Pretty insane. Sounds almost too unrealistic to be true until you look at what are the incentives. And you don't know about Candace and her coverage of Brigitte Macron. It starts to get a little bit interesting when it comes to that. Also, her
Spicy.
coverage of the Charlie Kirk
Very
case,
spicy.
her criticisms of Israel, all these different things.
Right.
The incentives are unfortunately there from a lot of different angles. That doesn't necessarily mean it's credible. However, these units that she talks about are the first thing we need to break down because it's very, very interesting. All right, so first thing we're going to look at, which she talks about, which is the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, which she says is the group that's going to carry out the assassination attempt on her life. Now, that might sound like some sort of private contractor, Wagner group type of thing, but it's not. This is actually just France's Tier 1 domestic counterterrorism unit. Or you could think of it kind of like a Delta force that they use as a domestic police force, okay? So what do they specialize in? Right up
SWAT
front,
team.
domestic counterterrorism. Most of you guys actually know who this unit is. Historically, very, very famous unit. They were the ones who took down the 1988 plane hijack in Marseilles. So we're going to take a look at that.
I was just about to say think something like Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, that's what that is. They go, they kick in doors, they take out terrorists. That's what
Yeah,
they do.
the like the SAS first respondents towards terrorist attacks, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just like the Iranian embassy situation that happened in the 80s too. Same
Okay.
thing.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. You know more about that than I do. So,
It was a pretty badass story.
oh, we'll have to get into that.
Here in a second, hostage rescue, protection of government officials, high-level stuff like that domestically. So a lot of you will recognize this immediately because it's super famous, and this is when the French GIGN took down the terrorists who had hijacked this plane in France.
Actual video footage shows the co-pilot, Jean-Paul Borderier, falling onto the hard concrete. Yet he still manages to stagger away to safety. It gives the snipers the chance they've been waiting for. The French news footage captures amazing scenes of the battle. A GIGN man is blasted out of the plane by gunshots.
So the point with this is extremely high level, highly trained counterterrorism unit, right? And they have expertise in things like breaching, sniping, all the different things that you would want if you needed to take someone out that needed to be taken out, you could say. Now, this is where I stop and go, does it make sense that this would be the unit chosen by the Macrons, hypothetically, if they were to have some assassination plot on Candace Owens' life to come to America to take her out? You would much more expect something that we're going to get into with the French Foreign Legion here in a second, but a CIA Mossad-esque type of unit to be doing this. All right, so the French Foreign Legion, and this is where the story gets extremely, extremely interesting and very, very compelling, because if you don't know anything about the French Foreign Legion and how this whole thing works, okay, the French Foreign Legion actually takes people from all over the world, and a lot of these people have very serious criminal backgrounds, on the run from the law, different things like that. They get brought in.
This is where he talks
and
about Navy
they get turned
SEAls
into special forces,
being taken into
French
the
legionnaires, French Foreign Legion
French
legionnaires,
legionnaires.
right?
Anybody.
And who's a great
Anybody.
example of this,
Anybody.
of a guy we
Except for
know, Taylor Kavanaugh,
select
who
few, but
we're actually going to have on the show later this week,
Yeah,
who
it's the
was
white
a
hat guy.
former
Yeah,
Navy
white hat,
SEAL,
yeah, I was saying.
and actually ended up, after some trouble in life, in the French Foreign Legion. We're going to have him come on and deep dive all of the connections to all this for us later this week. But my point with that is you have people like former Navy SEALs, former operatives of different countries that come in and become part of the French Foreign Legion. And I'm going to explain why that's very compelling here as it relates to an assassination attempt on Charlie Kirk or Candace Owens' life. So what the French Foreign Legion is really famous for is reinventing identities. And what I mean by that is you can potentially take some high-level operative from a foreign
what?
country that's got legal issues.
Yo, Eric, you know an ex-foreign legionnaire? Really? That's crazy, dude. You gotta have him come on. you gotta have him come on, bro.
Yeah, but
Pull
those are
pull
tough
some
people,
strings
man.
for me.
They are tough people.
Well, I mean, you have to be.
No, but this is it's not a regular soldier we're talking about. This is
Right.
These guys go on like borderline suicide missions for fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean that's basically tier 1 operator stuff. Yeah.
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 But what's different about the French Foreign Legion is that they take like all other types of nations. Like if you're like an outcast from any walk of life, you have a second chance in the Foreign Legion.
Okay. Well, I mean that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean
But it could be used.
it could be
You see what
used. Yeah, it could be abused. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mm.
I mean,
Which is
would
what
you?
he's gonna
Here's the
get
thing.
to.
Here's the thing, guys, and I need you to answer this. Those of you who are Americans. I mean, I'm sure, Mike, you can also answer this as well. Anyone who leaves their own military to serve another, I think would be considered traitors. That's what I would that's what I would consider to be traitors. Just my opinion.
It depends, right? But like if like the Navy SEAL over here went to the French Foreign Legion, I don't consider him a traitor because there is a NATO pact with those two countries. So Was he like divulging like U.S. secrets that he knew to the French? I don't think so.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I
Mm.
really doubt that. But I'm pretty sure the French Foreign Legion wouldn't care either way because they already know what he knows.
Yeah.
So there's that. But if it's an ex, let's say an ex CIA agent, right, which is technically in the military, right,
Right.
decides to go to
Well, I
Iran,
mean, not exactly, because
well,
those are
that's
those
what
are
that's that gray area. You know what I
those are
mean? But
those
like,
are law enforcement. Those are law enforcement agencies.
okay, well, let's get an Army Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then he defects to Iran.
Yeah.
That's a traitor because
So
we
it
only
would
have.
depend on it would just depend on the situation, right?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Just like with anything, right? You
Right.
have to understand the full context of any situation to get to a resolution that's concrete.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Valhalla is saying is not what they do exactly. Okay. I'm glad you're absorbing the information, Nico. I'm glad we're helping you out there. Right. Mercenary. Yep. That's kind of what we were just talking about. Depends on the situation. Like
Yeah,
you
that's true.
could like you
Yeah,
could Blackwater and be American.
yeah, he's
Um,
right about that.
I I guess then I would have to agree to a certain extent on the situation. Um, because in the fact that the government becomes tyrannical as it is becoming, um, we don't really need to deep dive into fucking conspiracies to understand that they are eroding our rights, right? And they're actively acting against us and using us as guinea pigs for certain experiments. Um, but
Without your consent,
without our consent, exactly.
which which is very important.
Matter of fact, today, I was just looking at a tweet. Let's see here. I was just looking at a tweet from. Let's go back to my page here. I think it's one of the first few. Um, so this is what we're gonna look at right here. It's called biogenetics or biogenics. My bad, biogenics.
Which
So
is eugenics 2.0.
I would. I mean, I would. I would agree. Because well, I mean, here, genetics. I would say the whole thing is eugenics. The whole thing, right? The very existence of the vaccinations is eugenics. It's to get rid of right the undesirables. But with this, right? You go into maybe get an operation done, right? Go to a clinic, and well, you see you're being seen, and they word things in specific ways that you then sign consent to, and if they deem whatever medication to give you to include vaccinations while you're under anesthesia, then they will absolutely do that.
Loophole.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, um, in the event that a tyrannical government becomes destructive against its own people and they start attacking its own people, then would you be considered a traitor if you were then fighting for that government, or would you be a traitor if you were fighting to defend the people? Right.
Were
It's
you
a
asking me
very
that?
real. No, it was rhetorical. It's very
Okay, good.
real.
Because I was about to really answer that appropriately by, you know, reminding you guys that you're American.
It's a very real question. Um,
No,
yeah,
but like
yeah, exactly.
here
Civil
here
war. Yeah, that's
no,
something
but
that we
here's the
don't
term
want,
that
though.
I no, but here's the thing I don't understand. What is a domestic terrorist for an American?
Today, which is incredibly infuriating, but today, um, people who fly the Betsy Ross flag are considered terrorists.
And what does the
extremists.
Betsy Ross flag look like again?
The Betsy Ross flag. It's
Yeah, what
literally
is that?
it's the first flag that we flown or that we flew during the Revolutionary War.
Is it the one with the circle
Yeah,
of the stars?
the circle stars. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Mhm.
How what?
They
That doesn't
also
that's being a traitor.
they also listed the Gadsden flag, which is the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. So
Really?
they designated that to be extremist.
What about the one of the states where it says "Live free or die"? Is that a flag that's also considered bad too?
I think are you talking about the Virginia flag?
Well, there is one that really like explicitly says at the bottom of a logo "Live free or die," if I'm not mistaken.
Anyone in America trying to incite fear because of any views or discrimination. I would agree with that. I would. Um, well, I would go further than that. Let's hear it. Let's hold that thought real quick because I want to read Nico's comment. Just trying to figure out what exactly is going on and how the heck would a force specifically trained to counteract terrorists be assassins to a different country's politician? Well, here's the thing. They're not politicians. Candace Owens is not a politician. Neither was Charlie Kirk. These people were they just because you're not a politician doesn't mean that you don't have any influence. And Candace Owens actually has the largest platform, the largest podcast. I think she concurrently has anywhere from 100,000 to 300,000 views concurrently within her live streams.
And she's basically just us but bigger.
I mean, yeah, several times bigger. And it's always people like that that have such a massive following, that pose honestly more of a threat than politicians do. The reason for that is because they have more of a backing by the people, right? And some politicians are captured, blackmailed, whatever, by whoever, right? And then it's easier to make them submit, just so that they don't get exposed or whatever. But yeah. So it's not necessarily a politician. It could be because that is what happened with Trump. My entire brain collapsed, not realizing who the heck Candace. you, so you don't know who Candace is? Candace, if you don't know Candace, Candace is she's a very prominent figure in the conservative sphere. She rose to prominence just like Charlie Kirk did, just like Steven Crowder, just like Ben Shapiro, just like Milo Yiannopoulos. All of those big guys back in 2015, they rose to prominence.
Oh my god, that's 10 years ago now.
Dude, that was 10 years ago. You're right. That was 10
Bro.
years ago. That was 10 years ago.
Uh,
I remember that. I remember that because the 2015 election was the first year that I voted ever. I was 18. And so they rose to prominence. They kept rising, and then the whole thing with Israel, the pro-Israel lobby, was starting to fall apart, right? And the reason why Candace has gotten so big now is because, she's one of the only ones that is digging so deeply, and this is where a lot of people are saying that she's getting too close to the sun, right? And unfortunately, that is very, very true, especially when it comes to prominent figures such as her. But that's the reason why she's so big, is because she's talking about the things that people aren't really wanting or are a little afraid of talking about, right? But there is
it's
ever-going
very volatile stuff.
It is, and I was actually looking a little bit more into Nick Fuentes, a little bit today, and
Mhm.
I was finding out some interesting things, right? And to kind of talk a little bit about Nick. There are quite a few things that I disagree with Nick on. Um,
It's only normal. You're human.
right. But especially the well, um, I do remember it. I believe in one of his, or maybe a few of his earlier podcasts, he was talking about that America needed a dictator, right? Needed a dictator to round up all of the illegals, and to ship them all out. Obviously, I disagree with that because that's un-American. That completely destroys anything
It's not a republic anymore.
democratic. Right? Yeah, it's not. It's not a republic anymore. But that's what he was talking about, which was weird. But the thing is that Nick was absolutely debased. He makes all of his money from Bitcoin. You know,
Huh.
we were talking about that. He makes all of his money from Bitcoin. And he was saying how he tried to go to Bank of America, was banned. Tried other banks, was also banned from there. So that's the only way that he could ever really make any money. And then I saw several other streamers who were asking the same question, because obviously I didn't just want to get his side. I wanted to see what other people were saying, and all of them were pretty much getting confirmed by their own chats, saying that yeah, he's blacklisted, he can't fly, he can't bank, and all kinds of stuff. So there is something very interesting with that. But then again, you know, that's around when all of this pro-Israel stuff was kind of really falling on its face,
Right.
and really starting to get some pushback, because I mean, the mask was slowly coming off, and I mean, you could probably say that the Charlie Kirk assassination was a psyop. Unfortunately, using Charlie's death as a means to distract us from a lot of other things, i.e., what Israel is doing um, with the Palestinians, essentially glassing Gaza, and then also the Epstein files being voted on, because the same day that he was shot, the majority of Republicans had voted to seal the Epstein files, um, which was interesting. There was only 2 Republicans that voted against the sealing of the Epstein files, and now all of a sudden everyone is voting the release of it. So I find that extremely interesting. Um, but you know,
That's weird.
you have people talking about this, and Candace isn't the only one. Um, Ian Carroll is talking about this. Um, I believe also Nick is talking about this as well. Tucker is talking about this, right? So you have a number of people who are talking about these things, and then you have Mark Levine, who is actively calling for people's deaths just by talking, right? So that's what's going on. That's what's going on, is that the mask is coming off. The mask is coming
Hmm.
off for the powers that be. That's what it is. And we're starting to see, because we have all of these people who are giving us all of this information. I want you guys to understand that there's a very real threat to someone's life talking about things that they are very discouraged to talk about, namely Israel, right? And I would not put it past, and this is also coming from a nation that has committed numerous atrocities. I mean, they were the very nation that was formed was from terrorist groups. That is public knowledge. Okay, you guys can go look that up. You know, I'm not.
Every nation state has blood on their hands.
Yeah, exactly,
The United
exactly.
States is no different.
No different. No country is no country was formed without bloodshed. No country.
Yeah, not even
No.
Canada,
No.
honestly.
No.
I can point to like an incident that happened in the 80s where there were natives that were trying to defend their land from, oligarchs trying to construct a golf course over their graves and
Mm,
using the Canadian military to fight against them. Imagine.
dude, that's sick.
It's there. It's there. It's just a simple Google search away if you want to check it out. It's a real story.
I'll definitely check. Be sure to send me a link
Yeah, I can Google it right now, quick.
Okay. Okay, you could, and then I actually tell you what, you Google that, and you share your screen. I'll go ahead. I will. I'll stop sharing that, and then you go ahead and share what you got over there. Um, so that's just really interesting to me. Is that when you have someone who speaks out about all of these different things, they're immediately attacked. Immediately attacked. That's how you know that something is up. Something is up.
Oh, by the way, the thing that I was talking about, it happened in 1990. It's called the Oka crisis.
The Oka crisis. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I am going to. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, just to go back to what you were talking about, like that, states, every country has blood on their hands. It's like the United States is no different with the atrocities that your government has done. It's the same with every others, including Canada, the most peaceful nation that everyone thinks of, right? But that's not true. None whatsoever.
Yeah. What's interesting is that when I was in community college, one of my professors was Canadian airborne. I thought that was incredibly interesting, and he would tell us some stories of when he would drop into places and some of the stuff that he's done. So, all right, let's go ahead. Oh. All right. Okay, the Oka crisis, also known as the Kenstake?
Kenesatake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resonance was a
No, resistance.
Oh, resistance. Okay. Was a 78-day land dispute. Okay, in Quebec that began on July 11th, 1990. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty interesting. The cause: the town of Oka approved plans to expand private 9-hole golf course. The Club de Golf d'Oka. Is that how you, or d'Oka?
Doka.
Doka. Okay. And build townhouses on a forested area known as the Pines. Okay. All right. Which was known as the Pines, which included ancestral Mohawk burial grounds. Oh, okay. So they were wanting to essentially bulldozer over burial grounds for a golf course. That's what they were trying to do.
Basically.
Okay. So then what happened with that?
They got their way. The golf course was constructed.
Oh.
And I think it doesn't really say here quickly, but I'm pretty sure a couple of the resistance fighters died for it.
Really?
Because you have to understand, that the army, the Canadian army, was sent against them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All that for a golf course, guys.
All that for a golf course. Yep. Oh yeah, don't underestimate. Do not underestimate governments. Don't ever do that.
Or rich people.
Or
like
rich people.
wealthy
You're exactly right. You're exactly
Do
right.
not ever underestimate them.
Mm-mm.
Especially with their greed and like lust for power.
Yep.
Ugh.
Nico, this was happening the same time a lot of crazy events in Eastern countries.
Oh yeah, the Balkan Wars of the 90s too. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, with what was it?
The
In '93,
Yugoslavian
right?
fall. Yeah.
with the sniping parties or something like that, wasn't it?
The Bosnian like
Oh
siege
yeah,
that
the
happened.
Bosnian snipers and stuff like that. Yeah, they would. Dude, that
Which
is
yeah,
so sick, bro. Rich, sick fucking people would take tours. They would go out there, and then I can't remember exactly if they would be the ones that are sniping or if they would sit back,
yep,
and watch people
both.
snipe. Oh really? Oh shit,
Yeah, they had
dude.
tickets just like any hunting safari party, but you pay more for kids.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think there were
Hmm.
a couple of stories of mothers watching their kids drop. Dude,
Yeah,
that's disgusting, bro.
yeah.
That's disgusting.
That's war, baby. It's a racket.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. It is war, unfortunately. It is war. But let's go ahead and get back to Valhalla here.
Yeah.
Let's just hope we don't end up like the government in Hunger Games. I think we're fastly approaching that. To be honest with you, dude. To be quite honest with you, I think that's exactly what we're doing. We are fastly approaching that. I don't want it to be so, but at the same time, I think that's what's going to happen. Specifically because there are multiple nations out there that hate us. They hate us, and it's the usual suspects, of course, right? But you also have China, you also have Russia, you have all of these other countries. Literally 600,000 students, Chinese students, who are legally obligated to come in and spy on us to steal our own infrastructure. Which is interesting because they already have almost 400,000 acres of our land here in America. What's left really to steal? You know what
Isn't
what
that enough?
what information is there? You know.
And again, going back to last week's question that I asked you,
Hmm.
how much does US own of China land?
Um, I don't think we own nearly the same amount.
In the books, it's zero.
Oh, is it
But
zero?
behind the scenes, oh, well, yeah, for sure.
I thought we had a few businesses over there.
Yeah, businesses, but not land.
Okay.
You
So
don't
so not
own
like
land.
not like land. Okay, I got you. I see. We're talking about farmland here. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, Valhalla.
Bring them into the French Foreign Legion and reinvent their identity, and they can continue on later in life with a clean slate. Back to what Candace said here, okay? She said this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Foreign Legion's 13th Brigade with multi state involvement. That becomes very, very interesting because, yes, if you are going to want to hire or use someone to carry out an high level assassination attempt on somebody like Charlie Kirk's life, the French Foreign Legion's not a bad place to look. You have some extremely high level, highly trained operatives that could be from anywhere in the world, including, maybe places like our greatest ally that have reinvented their identity. That, again, some of which with very questionable morals to begin with, this is where you would definitely look to hire this type of assassin. Now, interesting thing here. Candace says that the assassin trained with the 13th Brigade. Here's where I go, does that really make sense? Maybe, but the 13th Brigade is actually a mechanized infantry brigade. So what that means is they're highly focused on, vehicle-based combat and things like that.
Uma March. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Sorry if I'm not, buddy. But I appreciate your comment. So, do you know why the world hates the United States? There are a lot of reasons to hate the United
Second Amendment.
States. Well, I mean, that would be more jealousy, I guess. But the fact that we have the First Amendment, right, and freedom of the press, and the press can talk about or are supposed to be able to talk about whatever, right? But what I would say is that the reason why multiple other nations really hate us specifically is because of our intelligence agencies. That's why. That's why. The very fact that we use our CIA to destabilize other countries, to embed operatives within, let's say, the NSA, through colleges to disrupt those college students, to convince them to destabilize the society at large, right? Essentially creating some kind of destabilization socially, politically, economically. That's why. That's why. And then you also have other agencies like USAID who pretty much do the same thing, right? They all do the same thing, the FBI, the CIA, and other entities as well. But that's probably the biggest reason why other countries hate us. And then we have the audacity to put our bases on their land, which is something that we really shouldn't be doing in the first place. We should not be having bases in other countries, right? Our founding fathers warned us about neutrality. We were supposed to stay neutral. But here we are, halfway across the world, keeping other nations' economy afloat. I hear all when I was stationed in Germany, I heard all the time about Germans talking about if America was not there, their economy would crumble in a matter of months, right? So
I think it's a lot more deeper than that, in my opinion. Like I respect your point that America should be neutral in all affairs because it's none of her business to deal with other countries' businesses, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But at the same time, I think without American presence involved internationally, I think the world would be more on fire than what it is now.
you think so?
So yeah, like I think that's the other side of the coin. Like yeah, like you guys are all over the place, but at the same time, shit could get a lot worse if you guys aren't doing that.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Nico. Yes, I was. I was with the Air Force for 4.5 years. So I've been to numerous places. But back to your point, Mike. Uh, here's the thing. Oftentimes when we get involved with foreign nations, that tends to backfire on us, and it costs American lives. Right. Exactly how that happened with World War One, World War Two. You could even go back as far as the Mexican American War. Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as we get involved with other nations, that typically goes in a bad way. So I would disagree there. Now could there be an incentive, right, to ensure a maybe national infrastructure security? I guess, but you're still getting involved in avenues that you really shouldn't be in, right? Because then if you have an operative that gets caught, right, trying to subvert maybe a nation trying to get intelligence on us, then there's a massive problem with that. They can tie it back to us, and then that's going to create a pretty big international issue, right? So,
which I'm surprised that, like, for the amount of agents that are inside of China or even, that are working that, that undercover espionage stuff with the second largest economy in the world, there's a lot of agents that do get caught in China that do not get reported, you know what I mean? So it's like I give as much as the CIA, the spooks, right? I give them the benefit of the doubt that there are some good guys in there. There's some good people there.
There's always going to be. There's always going to be, and we could say both Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? We could say that there's going to be good people. Here's the thing, right? What matters is the consensus, the majority as a whole, right? If you have if you have a bucket with a couple of holes in it, right? It's not going to hold water. Okay?
No.
So that's why that matters, So
good point.
That is just one or two good people enough, or one or two good people when it comes to the broader spectrum of things. That's not really going to do too much for us, right? Especially when you have a president, right? Our president actively attacking Thomas Massey for pushing the Epstein files. The release of the Epstein files. So, Nico, so was my grandpa. Dude, that's awesome. But he was a medic. Okay. My grandfather was a Vietnam vet, and he excuse me, he was a combat engineer. I was military police when I was in. So that's awesome, man. I appreciate your grandpa. What branch was he in? Um, so my grandpa was Army, and I'm actually the first generation Air Force. So that was something. But going overseas, right, and seeing other countries how they operate, really opened my eyes to a lot of different things. So, I'm just going to call you Uma. Uma, try to help them, and for real, there do is manipulate and take their natural reason. Yes.
Yeah.
You could also say, oh, I mean, this is a perfect example right here. The very fact, our very, I guess you could say maybe our dynamic between the U.S. and Venezuela that's happening right now. You could definitely use that as an example, right? Because Maduro was literally offering oil to us, precious metals, gold, silver. I mean, I believe, was it platinum too? Maybe, I don't know. But I do know
Which is
gold and
already a
silver.
lot.
Right. Right. And Venezuela has the largest oil reserve on the planet, right? And we still refused that. So there's an incentive somewhere else that would implicate a different avenue instead of resources. I would argue regime change, right? The U.S. has done that several times, right? With Saddam. Saddam was the biggest one. Okay, getting rid of Saddam and implanting Osama, and then all of these other things, and then which led to 9/11, and that was a psyop in itself. But you have the more you know, the more depressed you get. That's really true. That's really true. And we can talk more
Yeah.
about we can talk more about 9/11 and all that stuff later on. But that's just one example. That's just one example. And there had no right to do, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
I
just
totally agree
like,
with that.
I always think about the Mexican-American War. We also had no business um, putting our people into the disputed area and then annexing it. Had no business doing that. So, and we also had no business sending troops down there to provoke Mexico to strike us. So, yeah. Nico, may I leave for now? Let me know what crazy stuff. Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, dude. Hopefully this information is helping you out, because it's good for all of us to be aware of what's going on. So thanks for stopping by, man. I hope this stream helped you out. But you make sure you have a good night, okay? But yeah, all right. Just so we don't get too badly off topic here, let's continue with Valhalla.
Would have expected this to be someone that came from the 2nd REP, which is the 2nd Foreign Parachute Regiment. And the reason why I would say that is because that's where their snipers are typically trained in the French Foreign Legion. And if you were going to choose someone to carry out a sniper-esque assassination attempt, typically you'd want to pull somebody from there. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't cross-training and different things like that, or that they couldn't go to a sniper school. That's all possible as well. Now, why is this so interesting to talk about when it relates to the Charlie Kirk assassination or Candace and things like that? That's because if you're France and you're the French government and you really did want to pull something like this off, this is the perfect unit to pull from, because you're pulling potentially people who aren't French, right? They're part of the French Foreign Legion, but they might be German, they might be from the United States, they might be Israeli, right? There's a lot.
See, that goes back to what we were talking about beforehand. Okay, that goes back to what we were talking about beforehand, right? If you can utilize other nationals, right, to do your bidding essentially and take out whatever opposition you want to have taken out, then you could then blame that action on whatever national, and then you could work a peace deal, you could work a deal, any kind of deal on the back end, right? And then all of the consequences is on that one person. That's intelligence right there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's intelligence.
I mean, a classic failure of an example is the Bad Pigs against Cuba.
Ah,
CIA recruited a bunch of Cuban exiles, made them into their own brigade, and then, trained
Oopsie.
them and then sent them back in and tried to invade Cuba again, and that didn't work out.
No, that was an absolute slaughter.
Yeah.
It was a slaughter.
So that's what I mean by a perfect example of a failure of that kind of operation going down, you know?
Yep. Yep. It's a war through proxy. Right. And that's
In
how
essence.
that's how superpowers are fighting wars today. They're fighting wars through proxy,
Yeah.
you know. So,
It's kind of like what's going on in Africa now that no one talks about.
yeah, well, Nicki Minaj is talking about it, which is I was kind of blown away by that.
She's a smart cookie, man.
I didn't think that she could pull away from her super base long enough to start talking about actual real world shit. Jennifer Lawrence is talking about what's going on too, right?
Hmm.
So there are some interesting things that are happening. Some very interesting
Very
things.
interesting.
Very interesting.
You think
things
these
today.
people are in the club, right? But when they're speaking out like that, I think they've had enough of this baloney.
Well, I mean that would depend if they are in the club or not. If they're in the club,
Still
they're
in
fine.
the club.
Let's see. Uma, you're okay. Your culture is where you are, and United States always intervene for their lie, saying our safety. We have to take them out. Yeah, you could. Again, you could. You can say that with how we got involved in the Middle East, right? We despite the usual suspects being involved, okay. We framed it on Somalia or Somalians, and then we also pinned it on a scapegoat, Osama, which could have been involved. I don't know for sure, but pinned it on him and whatnot, and we went to go fight a war that we had no business being in. So,
Hey, remember that pipeline that was blown up between Germany and Russia like a couple of years back? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Keystone, I think is what it's called. Yeah,
I think so.
Keystone. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, right? I wasn't it Russia that blew that up? I think it was Russia, wasn't it?
It wouldn't make sense if Russia did it because Russia was supplying Germany with oil through that pipeline. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, that's right.
but then again, here's what I would like to give out as also a plausible deniability that the United States is not the only actor doing this.
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
no, it's not.
China, India, Russia, every major player in the global stage is doing exactly what the United States is doing.
Mhm.
So like we were talking about before, it's not only the United States that has blood on their hands. It's literally every other nation state out there.
Eric
That's the global game.
Eric just confirmed for us that Keystone was it. Yeah.
Oh, it was by Russia?
Yeah, that's what he's saying is that it was by Russia, or at least I'm pretty sure that's what the narrative was.
Yeah, but I suspect that it's the United States that did it because there's a lot of key strategic reasons for that, which is also
Right.
to supply homegrown U.S. oil to Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To keep that influence, that dollar going. You know what I mean? As opposed to
Well, what dollar?
that's Yeah,
what
97%. I know.
97%, you know? I mean, come on, there's nothing left for the dollar anymore, dude.
I know. I know. But look,
And
this is also speculation on my side.
what's the price for an ounce now? Was it like $4,300?
I don't even want to look. Honestly, it's again very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's like it always climbs. It always goes up. It never goes down. I never seen it go down. Ever.
The past couple of years, it's definitely been going up.
Oh, if people held on for
Drastically.
like 30 years, they're good.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's if America lasts 30 years, and I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case. Not
I
at
don't
all.
blame you.
Not at all. Not at all. The more that I'm finding out about all this stuff, the more I'm like, yeah, we don't have long. We don't have long.
I'm
but
hopeful to see the other side. Like, I hope that you're wrong.
I hope I'm
that
wrong
America
too.
Sticks around.
I would
you know?
love to be. Well, here's the thing. And this is what we were talking about in our last stream. America, as our founding fathers had anticipated for us, is long gone. That is long gone. Well over 100 years. As soon as our banking became centralized and the government gave itself the right to implement taxation, and then also on top of that gave itself the right to take our sons who were
drafts?
well, yeah. Which something that I found out recently is that the age of majority, the age of consent, used to be 21. But that switched officially with the Selective Service Act from 21 to 18.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Getting them younger and dumber.
Mm-hmm.
Good soldiers follow orders type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
At least
they
a
train us.
21-year-old. Yeah, but a 21-year-old could reason a little bit better than an 18-year-old.
I wouldn't say that today. I wouldn't. I've seen some stupid 21-year-olds, and all of them are in college.
Bruh, honestly, when I was 21, I wasn't that bright either, honestly. So I'm not guilty of that either. Trust.
Well,
But,
same here, yeah. I was an absolute moron when I was 21.
Oh, yeah, compared to me now? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, man. I had no idea what I was doing with my future. I had no idea what I was doing with women. I had no idea what I was doing in general. So
yeah, totally relatable. Trust me. I've learned a lot now, but like I wish I had what I know now when I was 20. You know what I mean?
Same here, dude. I probably would have started YouTube and my other socials a few years ago. I wish I had started a few years ago. I wish.
Yeah.
You know, I would be a lot better off.
I actually wish that I committed to this YouTube or whatever shtick during COVID.
Yeah, that would have been a good move. All right. Back to Valhalla.
A lot of plausible deniability back towards the French government if the person gets caught and it turns out they're Egyptian or, Canadian or from Beirut or whatever. That's exactly what you want through a tradecraft assassination attempt. You want zero tieback, especially through nation to nation.
What was that, bud? What'd you say?
Oh no, I was just stretching.
Uma, I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you getting my back like that. Full of life, not a moron. That I appreciate that.
And it's extremely important for things like this. Right? That's why I don't think the GIGN, which Candace talks about being the ones after her, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me at all. However, the French Foreign Legion being involved all of a sudden raises some pretty serious eyebrows. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people will be asking, like, why? Why would, the French government put out a hit on Candace Owens, a podcaster's life? Well, if you haven't followed her coverage on Brigitte Macron, which I'm not going to delve into, Yeah, there's an extreme amount of incentive to shut Candace up. I mean, we know that Macron literally asked Donald Trump to shut her up. Donald Trump called Candace to try to shut her up. They've brought out a lawsuit to try to shut her up. And so when you look at it that way, the incentive is absolutely there to make Candace stop talking. There's no doubt about that. Right? Her expose on becoming Brigitte is absolutely wild. Okay. And that's not the only incentives out there on Candace Owens. Candace Owens is flying very, very close to the sun on a lot of different topics. Obviously, Crone stuff, very obviously the Charlie Kirk investigation that she's been putting on over the last 2 months, especially the ties to our greatest ally and their potential involvement, the Egyptian government potentially being involved, and then obviously her insane coverage delving into all of the corruption and sketchiness behind TPUSA. I'm going to be honest, guys, Candace Owens is kind of the number one most wanted on a lot of people's lists. And for us to just throw away the idea that there may be a credible assassination plot on Candace's life, especially after what we just saw with Charlie Kirk, the fact that Donald Trump had assassination attempt on his life a little over a year ago as well. These things are not that unrealistic, guys. Candace is now the number one podcast in the world.
Yeah, no.
You turn into her YouTube channel, she's got anywhere from 100 to 150,000 concurrent live viewers at a time.
Oh,
it's
okay.
absolutely
I was way off
bonkers.
that
She's
one.
blown past Joe Rogan.
Still alive.
She is the biggest name.
Blew past Joe Rogan. That's a feat. That is a feat. Eric, French Legion is so wild. Well, oftentimes, especially when we're talking about conspiracies like this, fact is often stranger than fiction. Right? So you can't really discount anything until you really do a deep dive into things. Role within the French military, a district unit. The Legion is a unique branch of the French military under the Ministry of Defense, separate from the regular army's enlisted personnel. Right? Yeah. That's what he's talking about, though. Right? Because if you do something and you use a unit that's separate from the military, then they get captured. You can pin that on other nations instead of your own, right?
Yeah, like a government sponsored Blackwater company.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or the CIA using implanting its operatives within the NSA. Right. So
Exactly.
Formation. It was created in 1831 by King Louis. Okay, so you're talking about the history of the Legion. What I'm saying is the Legion don't go for one person. Well, that would depend on who's telling them to do what, right? That's what that would really depend on. Let's see. Free speech isn't that American way of life like Candace doing, or that saying American way is dying, or that saying American way is. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Uma. I really am. I'm trying to understand. I don't think I'm really. Are you trying to say that free speech isn't that okay, so free speech is the American way of life, right? Yeah. Like Candace Owens is doing, yes. Or that saying American way is because the powers that be over the American people, and let's be honest, the average American people, that has already died. That has already died. Well over 100 years. That's what we're saying. Because if you really start using your your freedom of speech, then people will absolutely have an incentive to shut you up. That's insane.
Especially when you know too much.
Exactly. That's insane. That's like sending all of Delta to take out take out elementary school kids.
He's making like the equivalent to like the French Foreign Legion going after Candace.
Right.
It's literally like Delta Force going after preschoolers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Right.
It's pretty
Um,
funny. That's what I was laughing at before.
I'll get Martin to talk to you. Okay. He's laughing hella hard. The Scott. um. So, I don't really exactly know what to think of all of this. You know, we're just taking a deep dive, or maybe not a deep dive, but we're just talking about all this stuff, right? All of this stuff is new information, right? We've already deep dived into the Charlie Kirk assassination. I've done analysis on top of analysis, right? I don't know if you guys were with the channel back when I was talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination and covering a lot of that stuff, but there are a lot of stuff that we know now that time has passed and a significant time has passed, at least according to the internet, because we know that a week is like a year for the internet. So, but this stuff is super, super, super new. Okay. So you gotta really take it with a grain of salt. I am always neutral. I'm always just looking at this stuff like, what in the hell? But I'm not gonna put it past foreign governments, right, to especially pay for, you know, hits on our people.
Oh, and vice versa.
Right. Right, because I mean we are funding, you know, the stuff that's happening in Gaza, right, and the Palestinians. We're funding that. So
Aren't you guys also funding the Taliban
yep. Mm-hmm.
to this day still?
Yep, and we also gave them free equipment.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Free equipment. Oh, how many billions of dollars? How many billions of dollars? Because I think we left what was it, an AC-130. We left a few Black Hawk helicopters.
Oh no!
Countless small arms, light machine guns, and we also left tanks,
Crates of bullets and god.
Yep, ammunition, all kinds of munitions. So
Wow, that's a pretty good gift to have in any Christmas.
I mean, I would be having a heyday if I got a fraction of that. But you know, I'm just an American citizen. You know, I'm no one special. So
if that's you, what am I, dude?
We're just a couple of cuckoos. You know, just trying to figure stuff out. That's what we are. It's exactly what we are. Okay, so here is an article that I wanted to get into with you guys. So
we got big Black Hawks.
All right, these ads need to go away. I don't care. I do not want to see anything of you, so leave me be. All right. Well, it's kind of hard to see the chat now. So I'm going to be moving this down just so I can see. I'm going to have to move the chat up a little bit so I can see it. All right. Okay. Tensions are spiraling fast after Donald Trump had officially labeled President Maduro as a terrorist. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Opening the door to new sanctions and expanded military. When was this? When was this? 25th. Is that today? Is the 25th today?
Aren't we the 24th? Yeah, we're the 24th today.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Yo, chat. Yo,
Excuse me?
I'm not. I'm not losing my mind here. I'm not. Are
It
we?
says 25. What the
Are
fuck?
we in the
We're
future right now?
today.
Are we?
What the? What's going on, man?
What kind
Did we
of
just discover
ganjo
another
have I
psyop?
been smoking this past little bit to be? This dude. This is some time. This is some time travel type stuff. What the fuck is this? What?
Did we just step in a wormhole?
I think I think we did step in a wormhole here. That's interesting. Hang on, let me make this bigger for you guys so you guys can
Oh
see.
no, but it's IST. It's a different. It's a different time zone.
Oh,
What's
okay.
IST?
Okay. They're in the future. We're stuck in the past because we're not cool like that. All right. So Donald Trump has labeled Maduro as a terrorist. Okay. Well, that's what you do is you first demonize the other country, so it makes it easier for your troops to go in and do what they got to do, or what they're ordered to do. Open the door to new sanctions and expanded military authority with Operation South Spear. Is that what it's supposed to be saying? Is Soothe? What the fuck is that?
No, it's weird.
I'm just going to say South Spear intensifying. U.S. troops, F-35s, B-2 bombers. Okay, we're sending bombers over there. What? And warships crowd the Caribbean as Trump reviews strike options. Interesting. Maduro denies all allegations and boosts defenses with Russian Olga-S missiles. Okay.
That's
Are those
heavy duty shit right there.
really? Is it? I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff.
That's anti-aircraft missiles, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is like, this is.
Hmm.
Well, if World War III were to happen, that's what the Russians would use against the Americans.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. With both nations mobilizing at speed, even a minor spark could ignite a full-scale regional war. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's already in the books right now. Where is okay, I think
So many ads.
dude, all of these ads are what the fuck? I think that's it for the article, dude.
That's literally it. Okay.
I think that's it. The
Cool.
rest of the rest of the page is just ads.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
That's some decent journalism.
Yeah, that's that is grade A journalism for those of you guys who are wanting to get into journalism. There you go.
Holy shit, we're doing more work than them. And we're just talking.
We're just talking. We are just talking,
wild.
dude. What the hell? So that is that's incredibly interesting. That's very interesting. I don't. Why are we over there to begin with? We could have just taken those resources that they had offered to us.
And also, didn't Trump say a while back that the United States could run on its own resources by itself without invading another country? Like Canada,
Yeah.
for instance.
Was that election cycle?
At one point,
Did
he mentioned that.
Did he say that during election cycle? I kind of wonder.
I can figure that out.
But I think it is one of the things that he campaigned on, right? It was one of the campaign promises. I just smoked. You can't trust me.
Well, I
Oh.
could trust him more under the influence than some politicians, that's for sure. So,
Actually, that's the only thing I wouldn't trust you with is a bag of Doritos. That's the only thing I wouldn't trust you with. Okay, let's be honest.
anything else other than food, we're good.
Oh yeah, dude. We're we're sitting here just chilling. Smooth talker. Hey man, look, you gotta learn a few skills. You gotta use them. You gotta use them. So, but I find it very interesting. America has gotten essentially nothing that was campaigned. that was campaign on? Nothing.
So basically, AI from Google Gemini said yes. Donald Trump frequently campaigned on a promise to not start any new wars.
Yeah. That's right.
Literally bold. It's literally bolded.
Yeah.
Regarding the second point that I said that the states have enough natural resources to use, he also promoted a platform focused on achieving American energy dominance by maximizing the extraction and use of domestic natural resources.
Oh yeah. Because we also have a large amount of oil reserve here in America as well. That's right.
And also a lot of room to open nuclear power plants.
Yeah. But our government wants to ruin the economy. So there you go.
Oh, right. Well,
There
when
you
you
go.
say ruin, you mean benefit for the oligarchs and the elite class, not for us peasants.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right.
The caveat.
You plebeian. You accept being replaced by illegal migrants, and be happy that you have your cottage just outside the camp, just outside the town, and just wait to be arrested because you're homeless, and that's now a crime. So yeah,
Womp womp.
yeah. They actually, dude, they actually just made homelessness a crime.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make. How could it be a crime? Are they just trying to label it a crime so that other people like just don't have that as a resort when like, you know, rent prices are through the roof? You know what I mean?
Um,
Why doesn't the government step in and regulate it? Because obviously it's going off the chains.
well, because Blackstone is making
Oh yeah.
record number profits,
Oh.
and well, everyone's having a joyous time buying up single family homes, and of course they're going to be paying off politicians. So
I'm sorry, but a family home should be owned by families,
they should
not
be.
not corporate entities. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They should. The American dream is um is being able to buy your own home on your own income and providing for your family and growing a beautiful, healthy family.
Basically a kingdom, but condensed into a family unit.
Yeah,
The nuclear family. Literally.
exactly. Yeah. Um, excuse me, Eric. It's just stupid. There's not enough jail for homeless. You best believe they're going to try and make more.
The prison industrial complex? Big
Oh,
money.
and that's something that I just remembered. There is talk about the draft again. The draft is being brought back up.
Yay.
Yep. The draft is being brought back up. So guys, look, and then you also have allegedly France talking about nuking the peace deals if Candace doesn't shut up, then there's massive potential for a larger conflict there. So, yeah.
Which is crazy that Candace Owens has that much influence over another country's government.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't say influence. No, it's not influence over the other country's government. It's influence over the truth. Right. Because if you're speaking the truth and you're speaking too much truth, then you become a target.
But
Eric,
hey, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. I would much rather live free. I would much rather die free than I would to live under a boot. So, what people don't understand is we are sending this money to other countries. That's true, but they have to pay that back with interest. Well, they're not going to.
No.
So we're basically gonna own Ukraine after this. It's not a nice thing. Well, here,
No.
there's always going to be an incentive for things, but the fact that
Hold on. Is Israel that's being received financially by the United States, right? Are they going to pay back the loans that you're giving them? Or is there no interest in that?
No, of course not.
Ah,
Of
I
course not.
see. Okay.
Oh wait,
All
wait,
right.
wait, wait. I think there was something about that. Um, that we are paying them, and then we're also paying the interest on
Oh,
owing them.
you're flipping the interest bill on yourself
Hmm.
when loaning the money to them.
Right. Yeah. I forget exactly how it is.
No, 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 no. But like, I'm
How
not
it was,
saying
but
you're wrong. I'm just saying that's doesn't make sense
no, it
if
doesn't.
that's true.
No,
You know what I
it
mean?
does. It doesn't. Not at all. But
I've never heard of a bank fuck itself over.
I've only heard
Never.
of bank fucking people over. The I
2008.
oh yeah, with the crash. The idea is for everyone to own us. Israel pays security. Hmm. Yeah, for the money. It's always about the money. That's always what it's been about. That's always what it's been about for a long time now. So does Dubai and all. Yep, exactly. That's exactly why all of these rich elites are parking all of their assets in Dubai. That's exactly why. Trump talks about it. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has. I haven't seen that. Um, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, Eric, send me a link after stream so I can take a look at that. Because I'm all for doing that. Um,
Yeah, more information the better, honestly.
they all owe us. Well, because of how captured we are, because of how much blackmail they have on our politicians, they don't owe us. They own us. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, with their honeypot schemes.
Yeah. Yep. And then, uh,
And it's not just Israel and the United States. You have to also
no.
look at Canada and China. There's actually a story that happened I think in 2019 with the Canadian government being in you know, Canadian politicians being involved in a honeypot scheme by the CCP government of,
Oh,
cheese pizza behavior.
ugh. You know what that
Yeah.
reminds me? That reminds me of Newsom. Newsom
Gavin
and
Newsom?
yeah, Newsom and that spy that he was sleeping with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scandal, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
how he didn't get his job, and then yeah, well, that's how
mm-hmm.
he got his job taken out. But here's the thing, like he's special because he's still on like Candace Owens' side.
Newsom?
I think. Oh, sorry, I think I got someone else mixed up.
I'm pretty sure Newsom, the governor of California.
Well, whoever look. Oh. Okay, no, not him. I was thinking about the
I
another
was
dude.
gonna say,
Sorry.
I
No.
doubt that.
Okay. You said governor of California. Okay, that I know exactly now who you're talking about. No, the guy
The
who
new
looks like
governor, the younger governor of California, not the governor of California. No, not
yeah.
that.
Which hey, good on Arnold for getting that position. I don't know how, but
Hey, look, you got to give respect to Arnold, bro. You got to get essentially defecting, becoming I mean, just an icon, becoming an icon, right? In the fitness world, and then in the Hollywood world, and then becoming the governor of California. Now,
it's
unfortunately, he thought it was
not anyone
okay to
can do
cheat on
that.
his wife in their own bed.
Yeah, well, no,
You know,
obviously not. That's not cool.
no.
But he's only human, right? At the end of the day, like no one's perfect. I'm not perfect.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's really no excuse to be a governor and and then get involved with a scandal like that. So
No.
he absolutely deserved to be stripped of power for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to set an
Yeah.
example, Eric, he was mad because Dubai didn't want to pay the security fees he wanted for the U.S. Oh, okay. 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 Well, I mean, it's kind of expected because yes, Dubai is one of the most beautiful places in the world, but if you look at the culture there, they're very egotistic. They are. I had a former friend of mine who was walking around Dubai, and he was seeing all the time, dudes from Dubai, people from Dubai. They would walk around and they would slap people. They would
Like
they
publicly.
Yes, they would publicly slap people. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you did anything wrong, if they did anything wrong, you were getting slapped regardless. Um sacred secret ground, is that what you're trying to say, buddy?
Sacred ground. I think.
Sacred. Oh, okay, sacred ground. Okay. Essentially, sacred ground for your resources. March Dubai agreed to pay sent link. Oh, did you? Was it in the Discord? Is that where you sent that? Interesting. Someone slaps me. Oh, bro, absolutely. I'm not playing that shit. I am not playing that shit. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on you. That's how that works. Oh, okay.
There's mutual respect until that line is crossed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but
100%.
care where I am.
Yeah.
You respect me, I respect you.
Yeah.
There's enough room on this planet for all of us.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, if you're not going to be respectful, I'm not going to respect you either. So, but I definitely think that here's the thing. What with what's going on with Venezuela? Who benefits from this? Because it's not going to be us.
Like the American people? No.
No. Who benefits from this? Right? Who is
Chevron.
actually Chevron?
Yeah. Isn't it the oil company?
I have no idea.
BP Oil?
Oh, are you okay? So you're talking about big industry, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, here's the thing: is that they would have benefited if we had taken the resources. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Eric, is that we would have had free resources regardless. So the fact that we refused that, why? What's the motive, right? What's the reasoning?
The United States refused cooperation with Maduro's government.
Yeah.
To escalate this affair.
Right, but for what reason?
Oh.
Regime.
Like
the only thing I can think of is regime change.
Well, yeah, for sure,
right?
sure. And
install
then getting a puppet.
Yep. Install someone that they approve of, right? And it might not just be what America approves of, but what other nations approve of.
Well, it's the global cabal. Like, I would like to use the term globalist, but that's overused now. But we get the idea.
Oh yeah. You're setting your tinfoil hat on fire up there.
Just asking questions.
Well, you get more. Taking. Okay, then giving. Then given walking. Oh, okay, gotcha. I've never. I saw maybe the first season. Maybe. Never really saw all of it.
I stopped watching after season 3.
I
Negan
think
stuff, like,
yeah.
Like, it kind of died out with me, honestly. Like, ever since the farm incident, it got really boring. The first season was good.
I really stopped keeping up with it ever since our boy got his head bashed in with a bat. So
you went more than me then. I never.
But I didn't. I wasn't even really watching at that point, anyways. I think I got maybe 3 episodes in, and I was like, "This is dumb." So
it's like a run-on sentence. You know what I mean? Like
it just keeps going. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just the sentence should have ended. It's like Supernatural. Uma, and I watch in Gaza. They're burying their children while they are uh mhm, they're tire their hands.
They're burying children alive while their hands are tied.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
I think
Um,
so.
it's a good insight into human psyche. I study forensic psychiatry, religious. Okay, okay. Um, dude, that's awesome. That's
Hey,
awesome.
you got a smart audience, man.
Um,
Diverse backgrounds of people.
hey, dude, that's what's beautiful. That's what's so beautiful about building this community that all of us are doing. Is that we're bringing people from all over, right? And just talking. Um. So, let's see here. Um. I had another brain fart. I had
We were
another.
talking about Venezuela.
Yeah. I definitely think that. Well, I mean, we were just talking about regime change, right, and who benefits from that. So, because I I don't know if this is going to bring about a broader issue, especially if we have Candace continue to do what she's doing, which is something that I absolutely approve of. Use your First Amendment right.
Oh, and I
Use your First
respect her
Amendment
full heartedly.
right. I'll send you a link to an incredible book. Okay, we'll change how you. Okay, I'd appreciate that, man. Yeah, please do. Um,
Yeah, I'll give it a read too.
oh, that's what I was. That's what I wanted to talk about. Here's the thing: when you understand the human condition, you begin to really see things happening in real time, right? I mean, you look behind the veil and see what's actually happening, right? And then you can also kind of predict what's going to happen next. Um, Candace is in big trouble with this. Yeah, exactly. She's going to be in a mass. She's going to be in massive trouble if she's not if she's lying.
That's a defamation lawsuit waiting to happen if
That is a
she's lying.
massive lawsuit waiting to happen if that's the case.
But if she's right,
Oh yeah, but if she's right, okay.
that's
And so
scary.
far, with the Charlie situation, she has absolutely been dropping evidence upon evidence upon evidence of real things.
Which again, it's hard to believe. But the start, like there's dots that are being connected, which she's not sounding that crazy. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I mean, she dropped the group chats, the group chat texts. She dropped that. Okay. She didn't she also drop um the flight lists for, or was it the tail, or was it the tail numbers for the planes that were flying awkwardly,
Mm,
stuff like that, following Charlie around.
maybe.
Um, I don't know how she went from Trump to this, but now not mentioned. Well, because Trump has flopped on every single thing, just about, on his campaign promises. Business as usual, dude. Right? Because Trump campaigned on mass deportations, but didn't get that. Got a mass amnesty, right? So all of those, all of the illegals that were working in the farmlands and the hospitality industry, the hotels and stuff, they all got to stay. They all got to stay. And then, Doge was just dissolved as well. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Doge was just dissolved. So now there's a falling out between Elon Musk and Trump. I mean, she said Trump sent the order to kill Trump. I don't remember her saying that. If you happen to find that, send it to me. Because that's pretty substantial. That's a really really bold claim. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. He's looking for it. Good. Um, but I remember her specifically saying that the Trump administration betrayed him. I remember her specifically saying that. I don't remember her saying that the Trump administration ordered the hit on him. But anyways, what was I talking about?
Uh, well, I mean, like Candace Owens knowing too much. We were touching upon Venezuela as well.
Trump Trump mass amnesty, got mass amnesty. Okay. Doge was just cut. So there's a massive falling out between Elon Musk and Trump now. Because of all the things that Elon was finding, right? The fact that the money that was taken from USAID was only refunneled back through the Pentagon. Okay, there's that. You had the promise of ending the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. It's almost a year now, and the war is still going on, right? He was talking about no new wars, and here we are
It's
starting
still
a
going
war.
on.
Yeah, and here we are starting a new war with Venezuela, right? So we got nothing. And then of course I always talk about the veterans too, because Trump was one of the only ones that was campaigning on some compensation for the veterans who were removed from service for refusing the vaccinations, right? But those who became disabled, and in my case, too disabled to work, then we still got nothing, right? Matter of fact, we got our honorable discharges quietly restored. But if we want to get compensation for the time that we lost, we have to give more, or if we want any kind of compensation, I should say, we would have to give more time. And guess what? Here's something that a lot of people don't know, especially people who have never served, obviously. If you file for disability, you get approved for disability with Veterans Affairs, and then you go back into service, guess what? That benefit is now taken from you, and you will not get that back.
Oh, so it just gets revoked. It just poof out of thin air and just vanishes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But you're going back in.
Doesn't matter.
Like
the
oh
way
my
the,
God.
the way that
What
they
the
see
fuck?
it, the way they see it, is that obviously the disability wasn't severe enough to keep you from serving.
Oh,
keep
get
you
the
from
fuck.
working.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like you're discouraging patriots to go back
Yep.
if they have a good enough deal to stay at home. That's
Exactly. But there was no compensation for veterans who became disabled after service, right? Because
oh
when
wow,
I when I had
okay.
when I had gotten out, I went into construction immediately, just right away. I went into construction, right, and I was bedridden for a week because of my back. It hurt to breathe. That's how bad it hurt. And obviously, I wouldn't be able to go back in anyways, right? But where is the compensation for veterans who can't go back in, right? That's the question that I have, right? And here's the thing: if this administration wants to do veterans justice, truly want to do justice for the veterans, how about this administration compensate those for the time that they had left on their contracts? How about that? How
I
about
don't
that?
think you're asking for much there.
No, I'm not, because that's the time that we would have given, right? But it was stolen from us. Matter of fact, our benefits were stolen from us too. They
I'm pretty sure just take out 5 months of paying Israel's tab could basically solve that problem. Literally 5 months, 20 billion each month. Imagine, let's do the math. 20, 40, 60, 80.
well, I found
Wow,
something
100
out.
billion.
I found something out pretty interesting recently. Um, Her video was removed due to gag. That's right. I remember she received a gag order. That's true, but that gag order was unconstitutional. So, and that gag order didn't even affect her, anyways. Um,
It was like a
so
threat almost.
that's exactly what it was. Um, so yeah. Anyways, something that I found interesting was back in 2023. There was a fund of, I want to say, $3 billion for veterans benefits, but there was 33 billion that was spent on illegals. So, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Who's more important?
we all know who.
Yeah.
But then you also had Veterans Affairs sending funding over to ICE to house illegal migrants too. So, but now, the biggest slap to all of our veterans' faces is the fact that President Trump had invited one of the leaders of Al Qaeda into the White House.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, yeah, playing basketball with our military leaders. That's the biggest slap to our veterans' faces. Those who
Now
served.
welcome back to shooting hoops with the Mujahideen. Bro, it's I wish it was a joke.
You
I wish
know,
it was a-
you look at the things, you see the things that are around you, and you really wish that you that it wasn't reality. But the harder that you wish, the crazier you become.
Yeah.
Because the harder you try to not make it reality, and then you just start burying your head in the sand. I think that's why a lot of people are so obsessed with sports. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
see why. I see why because it's a natural distraction
yeah.
to just talk about stats up the wazoo about players that aren't really from the city that they're from representing. You know what I mean?
Or
Like the
just
whole
or just talking about meaningless things that doesn't really even uh, make an impact.
none whatsoever.
None at all.
But now there's more an incentive to talk about because sports gambling is now legal.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right.
there's more of an incentive to talk about these talking points. But like back then it was just a natural distraction. And I don't blame people that do that. It's heavy topics we're talking about.
Well, I do, to a certain degree, because when you are blinding yourself to what's going on, you become that much easier of a target,
I
right?
know.
You know,
I know.
and you cannot allow yourself to do. It's exhausting because of how quickly things are moving, right? How fast paced news flows today, but you absolutely have to get educated. You have to.
Yeah.
There's no negotiation. You have to, or you do become a target, right? And you end up like these people in Portland burning things down, right?
Which I
And
find funny. Like over what?
well, defending illegals because you believe that every human has a right, right? But so, but apparently nations' borders don't really matter. Yeah, interesting. Eric, you'd have to be a madman. Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty interesting. It's when you really consider all of the things that are happening today, um, what does it all lead to? And this is something that we talked about in the last stream too. What is this all leading to, right? And
Hmm.
um, you see the fact that multiple countries are on the verge of collapse right now. In some places, China's birth rate is what 0.6. You have Korea, I think, is in like
Wait, wait,
1.2.
wait. China's birth rate is 1.6.
No.
Even when,
0.6.
so even when they reverse the ban of the one-child policy, they still can't make up those. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, yeah. There are active well, I don't want to say uprisings, but there are active protests.
Oh, in China, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I could
beginning,
totally see that
beginning.
happening. Oh yeah.
Is Israel part of the United States? Many in militaries against why their help, or why they help Israel, and some say for national security there can be charged if they're against it. I'm trying to understand.
Is Israel part of the United States, comma, many in the military is against why there's help in Israel at some say for national security, there could be charged if they're
He's
against it.
I think he's asking um why isn't Israel a part of the United States, because what we're doing is for national security, right?
That's a very good question. Like it's weird how America's strongest ally, like you pointed out, doesn't have like a treaty.
Yeah, does it? Yeah. We don't have an official treaty with with Israel. We don't, and we always say it's for national security, but they're always trying to steal, our weapons, our weapons modifications information and stuff like that. So and they're
Re-
also they also have a number of blackmail, or a certain mountains of blackmail information on our politicians. So
Oh yeah.
you know, uh, yeah, it's for control, right? And again, this isn't the Jewish people, because I 100% approve of the Jewish people who are protesting, right, the leaked information, or I should say how the Israeli leadership is handling the leaked video and everything like that about
Oh
the
yeah, let's make it clear. We're talking about Zionists. We're not talking about all Jews.
yeah, no, we're not talking about Jews, okay?
No.
We're talking about the Israeli leadership. That's what we're talking about. And so I 100% the Jew, the Israeli people that are protesting what's going on. That's what I support, because I can tell those people actually care.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's not something we want in. Yeah, we don't. We don't. We want to pull out. I mean, we want to be our own nation. That's what we want. Matter of fact, we want to help our own people. We have
First.
exactly. We have people that are starving to death here in America. I was
People
just
that are priced out of rental properties where they grew up because they just can't afford it anymore and
let,
they become homeless.
let me see if I can pull up a video for you guys over on X that I saw. I think it was earlier.
Money talks.
Yo, you're right, bro. I'm trying to see. Oh, is this it? I think this is it. No, that's not it.
What's up?
I'm trying to find, because there was a bank, a food bank that I saw that someone was running, and there were thousands, or maybe hundreds of people. I'm just gonna be modest. Hundreds of people that showed up,
Okay.
and I can't remember um exactly. I don't think I retweeted it. No, I don't think I retweeted it. I might have to. Let's see.
No, you're good. Take your time. I mean, we've already been here for 2 hours and it feels like 30 minutes.
Doesn't feel very long, does it?
No. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Oh, dude, it's a blast. It's always a blast.
Especially about talking about politics.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for general. Hey, man, I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. Hey, look.
Woot,
Hey,
woot.
look. I've told Eric for a while now. Whenever we get monetized, your boy, he's gonna be our first moderator.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be the first moderator for sure, 100%. Um, I would love for all of you guys to be moderators.
Oh, I don't care. I'll do this for fucking free. I'm just happy to be here.
No, it's not gonna happen for free, buddy.
Nah. Don't
Ain't
worry
gonna
about
happen
it.
for free.
No, I appreciate it, but don't worry about it. It's on the record, by the way. I said it, so.
Oh, I can't. I can't. I can't find it. I'll probably have to do some digging for it, but I can't exactly find it.
But what was it that you're digging for again?
So there was a food bank that was held very recently, I think, and I want to say like 1,500 people showed up to it, and all of these people were people who couldn't afford to eat.
Okay. Like legitimately, or are we showing up with Teslas?
Legitimately.
Okay.
Legitimately. I don't remember seeing anything like that in the parking lot, but there were lines of people that were showing up. I appreciate you, man. You guys are awesome. It's it it really means something to me, and I'm sure it does all of you, to be a part of something bigger than ourselves that we're building together. And that's awesome. I love that.
That's why I'm here.
Exactly. Baby powder gate. Ooh. Is Snap going? Yes. Yeah, Snap is going again. Yeah. As far as I know, Snap got turned back on. Yeah. Or you haven't seen that probably. I don't
I
think
haven't
so.
seen.
I
I haven't seen that gate.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I'm assuming you're talking about a scandal, right? But
Kind of like Pizzagate.
yeah, I would imagine.
Something
There are some people that do need Snap. There are some people that do need Snap, because
Yeah, for sure.
I understand. I understand completely. Because there are not very many people today who can actually survive on the quote unquote living wages today. There's just no way. There's no way.
Brother, in one income, you cannot rent an apartment.
No. I saw, I think last year I saw rent jump up from what was it, $1,500 to 3,000 in some places.
Get the
Ye-
fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pardon my French,
Yeah.
but that's just too much.
Yep. And then you also have
That's
mortgages that are jumping up, $200-$300 too, right? Like my mortgage jumped up, almost $200, yeah, almost $200, and
But
that
didn't you have a contract that like rates wouldn't change and you were locked in at a certain price? You know what I'm saying? Like how could they manipulate the market like that for them to just charge you more for nothing?
well, exactly how they're doing that with energy.
Ah, right. Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
I got it.
Churches refusing to give mothers formula because they were not members.
Oh shit.
I think that was debunked, actually. I think that was debunked.
Okay.
because I do know that there were other social media people who were actually uh, they were actually talking about. I can't remember if I retweeted maybe one of their tweets, but um, I do remember quite a few of them on X was calling that lie out, and they were saying that the churches would not refuse them; they would point them in a direction where they know they would be best suited, right? Because what the churches had on hand was not good enough for the formula that was needed. So, um, I mean, if you consider that a refusal, then sure. But I think that is somewhat reasonable. Um, so see, no food part. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
this is also with like the Mother Teresa scandal, where like she wasn't really there to help the poor. She was there to
okay. Yeah, Eric, please send that.
comfort the poor. You know what I mean?
Um, y- I I don't know a whole lot about Mother Teresa. I don't know a whole lot about her. Um, but churches. But here's the thing, okay? And actually, we can talk about religion and possibly and maybe next Monday's live stream because there's all
Sure.
kinds of stuff that we can talk about religion. I don't want to get too much into it because we're already at 2 hours, but um,
Oh, we could go for another 2 hours just
you,
on that topic
oh,
alone.
dude, we could go all day.
Oh yeah, we
But
already have.
okay,
So
Eric, yeah, please send that to me if you have footage and stuff like that. Please send it to me. Um, but religion is a creation of it's creation, yes, but it's a reflection of culture, right? What's accepted at the specific point in time, a direction that a culture is wanting to head into, right? Tradition, right? Just whatever the society is, right? Um, like my wife has every post on the okay, okay, yeah. Please send that over, man.
yeah, send it. Send it.
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to cover that stuff too. Um, but um, that's why you see every religion has its blunders. Every religion does, right?
None of them are perfect.
I mean, none of them are going to be perfect, right? Judaism has a number of uh, blunders. Okay, um, just to name a couple: Abraham marrying his sister, which is expressly against the laws of Moses. Um, and then you also have God telling Moses to put a man to death who was gathering bundles of sticks on Shabbat. While essentially forgiving a rapist, right? So and a murderer who had his general killed, and then into Christianity, have been fed a lie that they are worthless sinners, that they can do nothing right, and that they need some kind of forgiveness. So go ahead and pay the church money for your salvation so you can get out of purgatory. And then go ahead and pay for your family members to get out of purgatory too. Despite whatever the Gospels say. That's exactly why the early church never gave out Bibles until the printing press really took the that world by storm. So
And you gotta wonder, how is there golden roofs in the Vatican?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, just some of these things were luxurious,
Oh
luxurious,
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
right?
it,
Um.
it was beyond what kings could afford.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So
Religion. Religion is the easiest tool to con people, to I extort people. There we go.
manipulate them.
Yeah,
But we
exactly.
could stop there. We could save it for next week if you want,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'd rather like go on a deep dive, like
Yeah,
very
because if we get
thoroughly in that.
into Islam, it's gonna be hours. So, but yeah. And then actually, guys, that kind of leads us into Wednesday. This Wednesday, I'm going to have a good friend Hugo come on, and we're going to be talking about Amway.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna be in the commenters chatting. So,
It's going to
oh yeah,
be
1000%.
very interesting. I have
Oh yeah,
quite a few family members who are going to be in there as well. So, and then
nice.
Hollywood is still in that tradition. Yes,
Yes.
yes, there are numbers of them who do kidnap people, and then they commit atrocities out in the middle of the woods. Yeah, there have been a number of people who have come out and said that stuff. I think there was even some footage that Alex Jones released, right?
Yeah, Bohemian Grove. Yeah, the big owl statue. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
the Bohemian Grove, which is a secret society, has been proven real by one of there was a YouTuber that got a memo sent to them saying if they don't stop about talking about or defaming the Bohemian Grove, they will sue him. I could pull up that dude's video
Oh,
if I can
really?
find it quick.
What? What?
Yeah, it's real.
That's crazy, dude. What the hell? I didn't know that existed. Not surprised. Um, but yeah, we're not defaming anyone on here. Not defaming anyone. So, uh, you can try, but we're not defaming anyone on here. So, um,
Who are we defaming exactly? People that are supposed to be held responsible and accountable for their actions?
are we just talking the truth? Is that what we're doing? I think so. Um,
Jeez Louise. I thought that's a crime now?
oh yeah. You didn't know, dude? That's a massive crime.
Oh fuck. 1984 is coming back again. Shit. Hmm.
Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, Hugo's gonna Hugo's gonna be coming on, and then we're gonna be talking about Amway, and um, we're gonna be talking a little bit about cults, and then we could definitely jump into because I know quite a bit. I mean, look, I know a lot about Judaism, a lot about Christianity, Islam, a lot about other sects of I guess you could say Christianity, like the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses, stuff like that. So, um, I know quite a deal about that stuff. So, we could definitely talk about that stuff Monday, next Monday. That would
Oh
be
yeah,
a very
absolutely.
interesting topic to talk about.
And
Very
also
interesting.
cults, because religion and cults go hand in hand.
Oh, you want to know something that's really interesting? There was a there was a pastor who had shown up to college that I went to, and we're defaming me, but I don't have much fame, so that's okay. Hey, look, I think we're all the same boat. So
Oh yeah.
we're all the
We're
same
just
boat, and it's fucking sinking.
we're just a couple of nobodies just scooping up that water with a bucket out.
Exactly.
That's all we're doing, man. We're just
Unfortunately,
trying to
the
stay
water is
afloat.
gushing in faster than we can fucking swish it out. But anyways, there was this pastor who had shown up to a college that I was attending at the time, and I was asking him questions, and he could not answer anything. He would say, being gay is wrong, being gay is wrong, and then I would say, okay, well, explain to me where it says that, and then he would point out Leviticus, and then I would say, okay, well, according to the Apostle Paul, there's a new law. So explain to me why the laws of Moses are nullified, but some aren't. Explain that to me. and he couldn't answer a single question.
Stop asking.
Stop at exactly, and then we clowned on him for a little bit because I'm a troll, so you know.
Which being a troll has its downsides, but it's also a positive like mental like thought process to ask questions and to dance around different truths. You know what I mean? To keep your mind not in a stagnant rock hard one position.
It's
It's good to be a troll.
it's like you're not in survival mode, right? You're in a free. It's
You're like in a trickster mindset.
well, not a trickster, right? You're in a free a free flow, right? Kind of thought process, right?
You're not on a stance. You're not standing anywhere. You're like
You're not
floating.
stiff. Yeah, you're not stiff. You're loose, right? You're
Yeah.
opened up. You're having fun with the conversation instead of getting emotional, right? Getting angry, and
Yeah.
that's where you really begin to make a bunch of mistakes. Is when you become angry, with someone just for talking about what they believe in. Um. All right, Uma. We know Hollywood still love to produce some mass, mass movies. Yes,
Mm.
yes, they do. They do. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
But that is what people watch. Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. You know, those are all
Yep.
classics. Those are people watch those all the time.
But they're classics for a good reason, man. They're good movies, like the originals.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
the new stuff is just so unoriginal. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's just what people watch. And unfortunately, see, here's another thing too is that we've been conditioned to accept less and less and less and less. What does that mean? Well, quality, right? We always how many times have you guys always heard someone say, or I have said yourself, have caught yourself saying, "Well, at least it's better than nothing."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of, man, maybe I should have really gotten more. Let me try. Let me try and get more. You know,
Mm.
we always say, "Oh, well, at least it's better than nothing." That right there, that's an internal conditioning, right, to accept less and less and less and less. Right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like if you're married, you'll say that a lot more.
I wouldn't be married. no, no. I was, and I was married, and that was me. I've
I'm
been there.
sorry.
I've done that.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like bring it up in that way. I'm just
Oh
saying,
no,
you know
no,
what
it's
I
fine,
mean?
man. It's fine. I wish nothing but the best for her. For everyone that was involved.
Absolutely.
It sucks. It sucks that it went the way that it did, but I don't wish any ill will towards anyone. You know,
No, man. No. No.
I've already
No.
moved on, dude. So there are more important things than to be a spiteful little bitch about things.
Oh
Move
yeah, for
on,
sure.
move on with your life, and focus on you, improve you, be the best man that you can be, and you know, eventually something will happen.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I always heard happy wife, happy life, and I really
Uh,
hate that phrase. I really hate that phrase because what that does again conditioning, right? Unfortunately, for men, we've been conditioned to accept less and less and less, especially with women, right?
yep.
That is one of the biggest problems. That's also why women don't respect men today. Is because we're okay with accepting less and less and less and less just to appease women, right? And you can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that, right? Because at the end of the day, you got to do what's for you, okay? I say this every single time, especially in my earlier videos. Men are the ones who build, maintain, and destroy societies. If we're not doing fine, right? If we're not doing fine, we'll tear down the system ourselves, right?
Yeah, but behind every successful man, there is a woman, though. Like, but
Not always.
what I mean successful is a man who can hold his own, that has enough income financially to take care of him, his wife, and all of the kids he wished to have, the numerous amounts of kids to have with that one wife, and
Hmm.
to have that team dynamic, to work together instead of saying like just for her or just for I, it's for us, and it means something because there is like, they're in it for not just for themselves and for their own like selfish desires, but they're there for primarily what a family is for, is to give hope to the new generation, their kids, to have inspiration to become bigger and better than what their parents are. That's what every good parent hopes for.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a good parent say, "Oh, I don't want my son to be better than me." Then what's the point? You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to continue to produce um productive members of society, right? That is our job as the older
Yeah.
generation. And here's the thing is that there's a certain way that things work, right? And I understand what you're saying for sure, that but behind every behind every successful great man, whatever word that you want to use, behind every competent strong man is going to be a strong woman.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. I don't mean a successful man just being rich. No.
Right.
Anyone could be rich, right? That's not my point. A
Well,
successful
not
man
anyone,
is
but
bigger than that.
yeah. Well, it's the fact that um we had always understood the dynamic between men and women, and only recently, within the past, let's say, 150 years, have we began to really flip that on its head, right? And then we're
Yeah.
wondering why our birth rate is 1.6 right now, right? So until we
Yeah.
fix what's going on, right, and we begin to repair things between men and women, we start building these strong networks of families, especially when it comes to building and connecting communities together. um, Things are going to continue to get worse, right? So
Yeah. But
we have
just
to
saying,
do that.
all I'm saying is that a woman, like a traditional woman, is more than just a cooker and a cleaner. You know what I mean? There's more
Oh
to
yeah,
being a woman
oh
than
yeah,
meets the eye.
oh yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
because I'm a dude, right? So I don't know their full story, but I could definitely tell you I've seen strong women in my
Well,
life,
here's
and
the
I
thing.
respect them.
Here's the thing. Um, Women biologically understand how men are supposed to be.
Yeah,
Men biologically understand how women are supposed to be, and vice versa, right?
yeah,
We
yeah,
understand how all of us are supposed to act, right? Uh that's why dudes, right, actual dudes, get uncomfortable, right, when guys are dressing like girls walking around, right?
oh yeah,
And
oh
vice
yeah, for
versa,
sure.
when women get very uncomfortable doing that, seeing that happen too, right? So there's always a biological understanding of how nature, because this is science, guys, how nature acts, right? How nature behaves. um and Again, that's been flipped on its head, right? um so it's I will be I'm using my phone for the camera, so I will be checking my messages. Let him know that I did not reach out to him on Facebook, please. Thank you. Um, so um, when it comes to biologically understanding each other, right? Um, how many times have we heard that women really hate nice guys, right? Nice guys finish last, right? Well, again, it's biology, right? Women are disgusted by guys who are nice all the time because
Yes, man.
these exactly that's exactly right. Yes, men. It's what they are, right? It shows that they have no capacity for self-preservation, right? And preservation of the family unit if need be, right?
Mm.
So, and men understand this as well. The thing is that today that's been taken from men. What's left to preserve, right? You have hookup culture. You have feminism who have destroyed the minds of both men and women, right?
Mm.
Families are completely destroyed today. Completely destroyed. That's why we see the millions going to Planned Parenthood, right? So there's always a dynamic, and I I was talking with some more college kids. Um, I'm not. When I was young, I was a rebel. Okay, okay, you're no angel. Okay, when you were young, you were a rebel. Okay, uh, but I learned the way of life. Exactly. I think that's something we all do. We all make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, right? And we adapt. You're right. Exactly.
I'm no saint either.
Oh yeah, yeah. No one is perfect, bro. We all make mistakes. We all have things that we regret doing. Um, so the thing is, did you learn from them? Did you learn from them, and did you change it?
So that's when you can turn that regret into a lesson learned.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the trick.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, but um, men are at the top because we are the ones who build, maintain, and destroy societies. If we're not doing okay, then no one's doing all right. So, um, women under us, the children under both of us, and that's how that works. That's how it's always worked. And that's how nature works. And any time that has been flipped in any manner is exactly the time when societies have collapsed. Right? Um, I was debating college students a long time ago about the existence of matriarchies. Well, that never existed. The only thing that ever existed were matrilineal societies.
Yeah.
But the warrior class was still made up of solely men. The chief were men, or excuse me, the chiefs were men, right? Now, of course, they did have to go to the mothers, right, to get their permission, their consent to bring the young men into the warrior class. But who was doing the fighting? It was the men. Who was doing the leading? It was the men. It's always been the men. It's always how it's been, right? Look at how gigantic our ancient cultures have built themselves to be. You look at Babylon. You look at Babylon, how great that ziggurat was. Who built that? Men, right? The walls of Nineveh, men. The Empire State Building, who built that? Men, right? Who created the light bulb? Men. Who created cars? Men. Everything, planes, trains, all of these things that have advanced. I'm not saying that women are useless. Obviously, it's not. That's not.
No.
We're
No.
not. We're not
No.
saying that. But what
We
we
all came from a woman anyway.
exactly.
So there you go.
Exactly.
How could they
Men
be useless?
men have their part. Women have theirs. When you start switching things up and you start confusing people, guess what? That's when you start having massive issues in society. And that's what we're saying.
And I wonder if there's an ulterior motive for that confusion to start in the first place. Because we know that George Soros likes to fund these people.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Hmm.
That's true. That's true. And the Soros were actually on the list as well. So that's a little interesting.
Ah, would you look at that? Huh? It's like all these
Yeah,
people know each other.
the Soros, the Rothschilds, the I think Eric was mentioning the Rockefellers too.
Well, look, listen, the Rothschilds have to be designated as a cartel at this point. They have to be. Do you know how much power and influence these people have?
I don't actually.
Yo, oh boy.
Um, yeah,
I don't even know to the extent, but it's already a lot.
I yeah, I unfortunately don't know a whole lot about Soros or the Rothschilds, which is something that I should know, but you know, more research
But
to do.
it gets more depressing the more you know. I'll just warn you ahead of time.
Okay, I'm sure
So
it
just
will.
buckle up.
I'm sure it will. But
Hmm.
all right, um, DuPont has the most power. Not a contest.
Oh. Oh
Really?
yeah, DuPont is massive.
DuPont? Really?
Oh yeah.
Is it that
Oh,
is it
oh,
really that big?
oh yeah. These are the people that made it okay for us to have those frying pans with that coating.
With
And then
aluminum?
later, well, no, it's like a chemical coating that they put on frying pans. So instead of it being stainless steel, it's like with that material that they spray onto it. I forget which chemical compound it is, but if you scratch the surface of it and you cook,
Oh,
that
Teflon?
chemical gets, yeah. So it gets released
Huh.
like into the food if it's not like if it gets scratched up, right?
Yeah.
And it causes massive side effects also related to cancer. So what else does DuPont have? I mean, they also have medical facilities as well. So do you see the
Oh.
machine turn?
Mm.
Indeed.
Yep. One company
So
buys up one company buys up more to confuse the masses to believe in the illusion of choice. But all roads lead back to the same people. Interesting.
100 years ago. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Generational wealth, right?
Indeed, right? That's how it
I
works,
also
right?
did I didn't know that they made ammo for the military. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, DuPont made a lot of stuff, man.
Hmm.
They're
DuPont's
pretty big.
uh, after insane individually, a month worth of content. Oh, okay, okay. Family for cereal. Yeah, interesting. Hmm. That's crazy. That's
I'm still
crazy.
trying to find that video of this dude getting that memo from the Secret Society. I still can't find it, unfortunately, but I will post it on the Discord once I do find it because it's pretty funny.
Post it. Post it into the news channel whenever you find it.
Okay.
All right. All
It's just some dude reading a memo that Bohemian Grove sent to him to stop making YouTube videos about them, or else they'll
what?
sue.
That's
So it's
crazy, dude.
it's pretty funny.
Oh, yes, dude. The internet will always have receipts. Always have receipts.
It's a blessing and a curse of what DARPA has created.
Yeah. It's it's a blessing if you want to blackmail people. It's a curse if you're getting blackmailed.
You see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
Also, almost as if they know what they're doing. You
Almost,
know?
almost like they've
Almost.
had practice at this. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, there's a bunch of stuff within the intelligence agency in the United States that I think they know what they're doing more in a grander scheme, right? Because why
Mhm.
would they release the internet as free as it was?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It could have
they
been
wouldn't have
released for a
released it to
service.
they wouldn't have released it how open it was for the masses. And even the Tor network, which the CIA was using to, have their anonymous well, to have to be available to become anonymous. Like they released that to the public as well, because the double-edged sword is that in order for you to be anonymous as an agent, right, you have to have multiple other users be anonymous as well within the Onion router. So the more people are anonymous within that network of the Tor network, the better it is for you to be masked within it. But now that we have AI that could crack like,
The
any
most
type of
difficult tool.
encryption,
Yeah, the most
you know what I
difficult of
mean? Like
encryptions. Yeah,
now the games have
descriptions.
changed,
Mm.
but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. The CIA, I'm pretty sure they have a bigger plan, like against Israel and all the other factions that are trying to put you guys down.
The internet was created as an intelligence tool. My friend's dad was on the team that made it, but my friend, isn't that a little strange? Isn't that a little strange? Um,
Which, hey, it's pretty cool that you have family members that were involved in it.
you know what's you know what's really cool? We found this out a while ago. Um, one of one of one of our family members here in the chat and in Discord is related to Doc Holliday.
The Doc Holiday?
The Doc Holliday. Legit, bro.
Yo,
I didn't
that's
believe
pretty
it at
cool.
first. I did not believe it. I was super he'll tell you. I was super skeptical. I was super skeptical of it. But dude, we did a deep dive into it and I was blown away. So what happened was that there was yeah, your uncle, yeah. Yeah. What happened was there obviously Doc Holliday had some enemies, right? And the family had moved away and changed their last name. So I was blown away, dude. I had no idea. That was so cool. That was so cool. So the things that you look into, yeah, that's pretty dope.
It's a small world after all.
It is a
For
small
real.
world. All right, guys. Well, that is gonna conclude tonight. Yeah, that is gonna
All in
conclude
what? 2
tonight.
hours and 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Almost?
my back is hurting, bro. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go rest up. So, thanks, guys, for watching. Hopefully, what we were talking about today was helping you out in some way. And guys, look, if you
Yeah,
ever
thanks for
need
the
me,
engagement in chat, by the way. You
yeah,
guys are pretty
absolutely,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
so much, guys. We really appreciate you guys talking with us and just hanging out with us for a while. So, thank you so much. Hopefully, this helped you out. So we're gonna go ahead and end things here. Guys, hit me up in the Discord. Please make sure you send your links and everything like that. If you haven't joined the Discord already, make sure you do so. And if you ever need me, reach out. I'm always here. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
And he will answer. That's the cool part. You're not just saying it, like you're talking to me. It's crazy.
I always try to. But all right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming back on, Mike.
Oh, anytime, brother.
Anytime.
Anytime.
All right. Well, before we go to though, Monday we will be talking about religion. So come back for that one. That one's gonna be pretty interesting. All right. Good night, guys.